Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, thousands gathered to celebrate the life of Tyre Nichols as he was laid to rest yesterday in Memphis, Tennessee. And continuing coverage on the classified document investigation regarding President Biden, the FBI says no classified documents were found yesterday during a planned search of the president's Delaware home. Plus, Tom Brady calling it quits for good this time. The legendary quarterback announcing his retirement after 23 seasons in the league.
And temperature 37 degrees in Victoria, cloudy skies. Still some light rain in the area, moving to the east. Warmer conditions beginning today, even more so coming up by tomorrow. Take a look coming up in your forecast.
It was National Signing Day yesterday, and a Victoria East athlete signed to play football at the next level. We hear from him after the break.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Today is the second day of February 2023. The time is now 6:01 on your Thursday morning, and today is National Tater Tot Day, but it is also Groundhog Day. Let's take a look. Here is the news feed from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, where they are partying. They had fireworks earlier. There's a little bit of a lag there, but we'll have updates as soon as we hear whether or not Punxsutawney Phil sees his shadow. Wow, they are really having a party, Trey.
This seems like a big celebration there. Had fireworks, live music, live bands, and dancing, and everything like that. I tell you what, it's not just see your shadow or not and go back into your hole. Phil, it's like a whole big celebration there. It seems like we'll let you know what happens as we go throughout the morning hours. Of course, the rain showers begin to move to the east with time. A little bit of light rain in Victoria County still, and cloudy skies still continue. Weather headlines: no winter weather advisories for the Crossroads area at all, and no winter storm watches, warnings, advisory, anything of that nature. Warming trend to begin this afternoon will be in the 40s. It's been several days since we've actually seen highs in the 40s. Sunshine to return on Friday. Oh, you betcha. It's going to be very nice to see. And there's the confirmation on that. No winter storm alerts in the Crossroads region at all. Have to go to areas like Seguin up into the Texas Hill Country to see any winter weather advisory still lingering there, with some freezing rain still occurring there, of course. We're free of that as we see. And then we still have some drier in the middle of the atmosphere. Continue to move on in. That's pushing the rain to the east. We have high pressure will build on in coming up later on this evening, and especially tomorrow, which will bring back the sunshine for us, and we're looking forward to that definitely. Any more rain chances after this time period? Maybe so next week. We'll talk about that and your full forecast to come. In the meantime, don't have to worry about any further precipitation out there in the Crossroads. It's all gone for now. Temperatures above freezing. Wear your big coat and your hat today and your sweater, because it's still a little on the cold side with some wind chills still in the 20s that we'll see throughout the majority of the day today and the night. Looking better for tomorrow and looking nice for the weekend. Could see some highs in the 70s by then. We'll take a look at that in the full forecast to come later on this half hour. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. Leaders, community members, and the family of Tyre Nichols, the 29-year-old who was brutally assaulted by 5 Memphis police officers, gathered together to attend his funeral. Nichols' funeral service was held 5 days after the city of Memphis released videos showing the brutal January 7th police assault. Attendees gathered at Mississippi Boulevard Christian Church for the service. Vice President Kamala Harris was in attendance, as well as Reverend Al Sharpton, who delivered the eulogy. Family members of Nichols also provided remarks reflecting on his life, adding that Nichols may have been robbed of his life, but not his light. On January 19th, we brought you a fatal crash involving 2 vehicles on Southwest Moody Street, and we're learning more about the person killed in the crash this morning. Records obtained by Crossroads Today identify the crash victim as 21-year-old Caitlin Reyna. The Texas Peace Officer's crash report indicates that prior to the crash, Reyna was driving above the speed limit. Jared Applin's father, Robert Applin, on the active investigation into his son's death after Jared was found inside a car in Bay City on January 24th. Authorities arrested and charged 2 suspects and continue to search for 1 more. On January 25th, officers arrested and charged a 16-year-old juvenile for murder, aggravated robbery, assault on a peace officer, and tampering and fabricating physical evidence. They then transported the suspect to a juvenile detention center. On Thursday, January 26th, the 17-year-old Clarence Kimball Small of Bay City turned himself in for the charges of murder and aggravated robbery. Officers arrested Small in the Baytown area and later transported and booked him into the Matagorda County Jail. An additional suspect remains at large. 23-year-old Joshua Ventrell Lee Caesar is wanted for his suspected participation in the homicide. Robert Applin says his son was a good father and man who never met a stranger and wants those involved in his murder punished to the full extent.
Oh, death penalty. That's what that to me, that's what they deserve.
Including the juvenile?
Yes. I'm sorry, but when a kid becomes a teenager, they know what's right and wrong. They learn at a young age. If you're going to do an adult crime, take the adult punishment. Let's get justice for my son Jared. That way his family can, move on.
The wanted suspect, Joshua Caesar, is approximately 5'9" in height and weighs approximately 125 pounds. He's considered armed and dangerous and could be in Bay City or the El Campo area. Bay City Police, along with multiple LE agencies, are assisting the Bay City ISD Police Department with this investigation. The case is still active. If you have any information about this case, law enforcement wants to hear from you. Call 979-245-8500. Robert says his son's passing has Jared's mother, siblings, and his aunts and uncles torn up over it. And Robert said he can start to do his grieving once the trial is over. The family has also a GoFundMe set up to assist with funeral expenses, which you can find on our website, crossroadstoday.com. A 26-year-old man hurt in an officer-involved shooting last Friday is in the Victoria County Jail. The man, identified as Jorge Lozano, is also the suspect in a double shooting that happened prior to the shootout with officers. The shootings happened in the 2400 block of North Bend Wilson. Jorge Lozano is being held without bond at the Victoria County Jail. He's charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and a 3rd charge connected to the officer-involved shooting. At last report, one of the victims in the double shooting was in a stable condition at a Victoria area hospital. The other victim was treated and released. No classified documents were found during the FBI's planned search at President Biden's home in Delaware yesterday. Biden's personal attorney, Bob Bauer, confirmed no documents with classified markings were found, and the DOJ took some materials and handwritten notes that appear to be related to Biden's time as vice president for further review. During yesterday's search differs from the one at former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago property last August, in which the government carried out a search warrant authorized by the Attorney General after Trump failed to respond to subpoenas requesting sensitive documents be handed over to the National Archives. Here is a look at some of the top headlines you'll read in this week's Port Lavaca Wave. A Calhoun County ISD student was removed from school after making a verbal threat to another student Friday morning. Law enforcement officers made 26 arrests in January, and residents with Bethany Senior Living takes home first, second, and third in an art competition. You can read these stories and more at theportlavacawave.com. Star NFL quarterback Tom Brady says he's retiring again, this time for good. Brady shared the announcement on his Twitter Wednesday morning, while the 45-year-old quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did not share an explanation for his decision. The announcement comes exactly a year after Brady first said that he would retire from the NFL. He later reversed that decision in March, his time off the field barely lasting 40 days. The news also comes about 3 months after Brady and his supermodel wife Giselle officially divorced in October after 13 years of marriage. All right, get your cell phone and scan this QR code. We made it easy to download the Crossroads Today app. You can get breaking news alerts, voter in our viewer poll, get the latest news, weather, and sports, and learn all about our ongoing contest right there on the app. Submit those news tips and photos. The time is now 6:09 on your Thursday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. A study found 5 major pregnancy complications are strong lifelong risk factors for heart disease.
The Federal Reserve has decided to raise interest rates yet again. Micah Jachi reporting in Washington. Coming up, how this decision will affect your finances.
Okay, temperatures in the 30s currently on the outside, and wind chills in the 20s throughout the majority of the morning hours. Warming temperatures begin this afternoon. We'll take a look coming up in your forecast.
I'm David Zalman, CEO of Prosperity Bank. Since 1983, our customers rely on us for financial guidance and strength. Our goal is to help you achieve yours. If you're our customer, thank you. If not, you should be.
Let's be real. Even if you know how to cook fast for a living, you don't always have time to search for fresh ingredients. That's why I've partnered with Home Chef. With Home Chef, you get easy recipes with fresh ingredients delivered right to your door. These meals have delicious flavors. How good is that? Let's get cooking.
Home Chef. Delicious meets simple. Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com.
For 13 straight years, Forbes.com has named Prosperity as one of America's best banks. To Prosperity's customers and employees, thank you for helping us maintain this national distinction. Prosperity Bank. Real bankers, not just a bank.
Good morning. The current time is 6:11, and the wind chills throughout the day still going to be on the frigid side. By 10 a.m., 25-degree wind chill here in Victoria, near 30-degree wind chill by the afternoon and evening. But look at this, as we go through your evening time, actually gets warmer. The 20s again tomorrow morning, but it's warmer than it has been. By 3 o'clock Friday, wind chills in the 40s and even 50-degree wind chills out there in Beeville. So cool still remains, but it's getting warmer in time. And that's the one I wanted to show you. And in addition to this right here, this is the high temperature change compared to normal. And for your 11 a.m. this Thursday, will be 18 degrees below normal still with the cold temperatures. And they begin to improve as you go through your day on Friday morning, 9 degrees below normal I should say, and 4 degrees below normal later on. And then for your Saturday, in the evening time, 7 degrees above normal. So we're going into the warming direction, no doubt about it. Your full forecast comes out a little bit later on this half hour. Carolina?
Trey, National Signing Day was cold and windy, but that did not faze athletes wanting to make their dreams come true. Our sports team has more.
At Crossroads, Victoria East quarterback Jaden Williams has found a new home. Yesterday morning, sports reporter Zach Brown saw the dual threat quarterback put the pen to paper to play at Blinn College. Williams said he is thankful for the opportunity to play for a program that is more like a family and wants to help him reach the next level. He is ready to lay it all on the field and build from his time here in Victoria.
I'm just looking forward to show out. I'm looking forward to play ball. It was just how we ended, on a 37-36 loss in a thriller playoff game. It just hurt. So being able to come back and try to feed off of that, feed off that loss, feed off of what it felt like. That's my goal, to just show out and try to get to the next level.
He says it's tough leaving behind a group of guys he's known his whole life, but also says he is only about 2 hours away, so he is never too far away, and this is a perfect situation for him. A few other athletes signed, and you can go to crossroadstoday.com to hear about their journeys. That's your 25 Sports Now.
We want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. We now turn to the latest with the Federal Reserve and its attempts to dial back inflation. The Fed raising interest rates yet again, this time another 0.25% points, a decision that could affect your finances.
This morning, the Federal Reserve raising its short-term borrowing rate by another quarter point, the latest in a string of borrowing cost increases aimed at slowing the economy and easing inflation, a move that risks tipping the economy into a recession. The Fed's decision comes just a week after a government report showed inflation slowing down in December, marking 6 months of smaller price increases.
The falling inflation, that's a good thing for the Fed.
Consumer prices rose 6.5% over the year-long period ending in December, a significant slowdown from a summer peak.
Recent developments are encouraging. We will need substantially more evidence to be confident that inflation is on a sustained downward path.
Prices are cooling, but you're still paying about 10.4% more than a year ago for food. The latest rate hike will mean paying more for your credit card. The average household credit card debt is just under $6,500. The new rate hike means you'll pay an additional $123 in interest. Some positive news, the labor market has proven resilient. In December, employers added 233,000 jobs, bringing the total job openings to 11 million, the largest since July. As the economy recovers from the pandemic, a new threat, the looming debt ceiling shutdown. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy meeting with President Biden for an hour at the White House. McCarthy emerging from the meeting sounding optimistic.
I thought this was a good meeting there. I think at the end of the day, we can find common ground.
The White House has come out and said both McCarthy and President Biden had a frank and straightforward dialogue that will continue. Now, the White House said Biden made it clear that they cannot allow the U.S. to default and that this obligation is not negotiable. Biden did welcome a separate discussion on reducing the deficit, but that the two issues should not be linked. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Leading us to your viewer poll, have you made a big purchase since interest rates have increased? All right, let's take a look. 21% of you say yes, you have, and 79% of you say no, you have not. We want to keep hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote. You can also scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. A rise in COVID-19 new cases in Victoria County from December to January. The Victoria County Public Health Department reports in January 364 new COVID-19 cases, an increase of 28 cases in a month's time. That's an average of 11.7 new cases per day in January. Compare those numbers to 1 year ago. In January 2022, Victoria County had a one-month record number of 2,518 new COVID-19 cases. Right now, in every household in the U.S., you can get 4 free at-home COVID-19 tests. Go to covidtest.gov or call the number on your screen. The best advice is if you are feeling sick, you should stay home. The time is now 6:17 on your Thursday morning. Still to come, an NFL executive responsible for building teams that won 4 Super Bowls has died at the age of 86.
For months, we've been saying that Fred Loya can save you more money on your car insurance. But just how much more? In recent months, people who switched from Geico and Progressive to Fred Loya Insurance have saved over $1,500 a year. State Farm customers who switched to Fred Loya saved over $1,600 a year. Allstate customers saved over $1,100 a year. That's a combined savings of over $240,000 a year. So start paying less. Call or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save.
Every day we help kids navigate the realities of the world and make healthy, lifelong choices. Kids learn about alcohol, tobacco, and drugs in lots of ways, often from friends and siblings. While kids may hear lots of harmful information, parents do play a huge role in helping them make the right decision. Talking to your child, sitting down to a family meal at night just to discuss how their day went, or encouraging extracurricular activities can make all the difference.
From the moment you wake up until it's time to go to sleep again, we know you have to wear many hats. When you're ready to be you again, the Y is here. 2023 is the year to take all that you've been given and turn it into something stronger, bigger, better. 2023 is the year of strength, accountability, and accomplishment. This year, be you. Be a member. Visit ymcagoldencrescent.org to schedule a tour today.
Good morning. Current time is 6:18. Trey Mining here. And cold temperatures this morning, everyone above freezing with everyone in the 30s except for Port Lavaca and Port O'Connor and Rockport near 40 degrees. Flashes there as well as we go throughout the day. We'll see the cold temperatures last for the morning hours. By the afternoon, we're well into the 40s, mid-40s at that. Kind of a sign that we're beginning a warming trend, which will take us through the next several days. Cloudy skies throughout the majority of the day. All the rain is pretty much moved to the east by now. And seeing the clearing skies beginning, trying to late in the afternoon into the early morning hours tomorrow, but we'll see sunshine for you today tomorrow. Pretty confident in that as high pressure builds in and pushes all the clouds and the rain away. 47 degrees for your high today, about 10 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. Morning rain showers continue to move to the east as we speak. And overnight lows, 36 degrees, with still some clouds in the atmosphere. Northerly winds near 10. Sunny and nice for your day tomorrow. Warmer too, 55 degrees with northerly winds. An extended forecast for us. Warming temperatures, warming trend continues. It's 70s by the weekend. Next rain chance Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Lows 30s, 40s, and 50s, and even a few 60-degree readings coming up by the middle part of next week.
And now it's time for today's question of the day. Punxsutawney Phil is actually married. What is his wife's name? All right, go to Crossroads today on our Facebook page. Post your guess to today's question, and we'll have the answer later on Sunrise. A study found 5 major pregnancy complications are strong lifelong risk factors for ischemic heart disease, with the greatest risk coming in a decade after delivery. Ischemic heart disease refers to the narrowed or dysfunctional blood arteries that reduce blood and oxygen flow to the heart, which can cause a heart attack. Gestational diabetes and preeclampsia increase the risk of heart disease by 54% and 30% respectively. Other high blood pressure disorders during pregnancy doubled the risk. Delivering a baby before 37 weeks or delivering a baby with a low birth weight were associated with a 72% and 10% increased risk respectively. A study author says the findings can help identify high-risk women and enable earlier interventions that help prevent heart disease. The study, which followed more than 2 million women in Sweden over more than 4 decades, was published Wednesday in the journal BMJ. Facebook parent Meta shares surged nearly 20% as Mark Zuckerberg pledged to make 2023 a year of efficiency. After a brutal year which saw the company lose more than $600 billion in market value, Zuckerberg has started speaking Wall Street's language, and they are rewarding him for it. For the first quarter of 2023, Meta expects revenue to be between $26 and $28 billion. The upper end would be an increase from the year-ago quarter that would break Meta's streak of consecutive quarterly revenue declines. Meta's user numbers were also a bright spot in Wednesday's report. Facebook now has 2 billion daily active users, and Meta's family of apps grew its daily active people by 5% year over year to nearly 3 billion. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. The search continues for a man missing after a boating crash near Port O'Connor.
Now more than ever, it's important to find new ways to boost your physical and emotional health. The Crossroads Heart and Stroke Walk is a great way to stay socially connected while making an impact in your community and saving lives. Join the American Heart Association at 8 a.m. Saturday, February 4th at Victoria College UHV campus to get heart walking for yourself and others. Go to crossroadsheartwalk.org to register. See you February 4th.
Sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group.
The President's Day sale at Lax Furniture starts early. Get up to 10 to 50% off, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and save an extra 10% off when you pay with cash. The President's Day sale starts early at Lax Furniture.
Did you know that cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women, causing 1 in 3 deaths annually? Did you know that most cardiovascular diseases can be prevented with education and healthy lifestyle changes? Join us at the Community Center in Victoria on February the 2nd for a Wonderland dinner party, auction, and fashion show. Don't be late for this very important date. The time is now. There is no greater, more relentless force than women united with passion and purpose. Partly sponsored by the Victoria Television Group.
Starting this morning, Robin Roberts is taking you on a live adventure to New Zealand.
We're showing you all New Zealand has to offer, because after all, this is Glacier Country.
The adventure starts this morning.
Live from New Zealand. Good morning, America.
The Kiwanis Club has been serving the youth in Victoria since 1946, and we are excited to announce our 15th annual Riverside Bicycle Ride, presented by Civil Corp on March 25th, to raise funds and awareness for our partner organizations who serve children of the Crossroads. Join us for this timed and SAG-supported ride with 6 routes, including a 10K family ride with fun activity stops, starting at First English Lutheran Church. Register at riversideride.com. Kids need Kiwanis. Kiwanis needs you. Sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group.
All right, let's see. We're watching the groundhog and see what happens there in Punxsutawney Phil. Here, it's cold too. 30 from Gonzales to Victoria down to the coast, 36 degrees or so. Cold in the morning hours. By afternoon, notice temperatures back into the 40s, mid-40s at that. That's the beginning of a warming trend around here. Rain moving to the east with time, of course. Cloudy skies remaining through the majority of the day today into the overnight tonight. Then we'll see sunny conditions for your day tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Been a while since we've seen sunshine. That should be agreeable to everybody. 47 degrees For your high today, noticeably warmer, about 10 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. Morning rain showers move to the east with time. And then overnight tonight, 36 degrees, still on the cold side, above freezing though. And we'll keep your temperatures 55 degrees for your day tomorrow. Sunny skies, yes. Look forward to that. Extended forecast for us. High temperatures 40s and 50s for your Thursday, Friday, above 60 by Saturday, 70 degrees by Sunday. Next rain chance coming in for Tuesday and Wednesday next week with the next front moving on through. 40% chances at that time. Notice the lows maybe getting near or just below freezing coming up for Saturday morning because of clear skies at that time, but nothing to worry about precipitation-wise, keeping it on the clear side. Nice temperatures by the first part next week, giving us a nice warm feel. Again, rain chances for Tuesday and Wednesday.
An NFL executive responsible for teams that won 4 Super Bowls has died at the age of 86. Bobby Beathard passed away at his home in Franklin, Tennessee on Monday after a long battle with Alzheimer's disease. Beathard spent 35 years in the National Football League working with teams including the Atlanta Falcons, the then San Diego Chargers, and the Kansas City Chiefs. He had the most successes in Washington and Miami, including the 1972 Dolphins team, the only club in the NFL history to finish undefeated. Beathard was inducted in the NFL Hall of Fame in 2018. The search continues for a man missing after a boating crash near Port O'Connor. The man is identified as Hunter Hadley. Texas Parks and Wildlife resumed the search on water with technology being used to discover Hadley's whereabouts. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office says the call came in around 11:30 p.m. Friday after Hadley's boat hit a large barge. One man was taken to the hospital, but Hadley is still missing. 2 high school students were shot near an Amazon building in Florida Wednesday night. Police say they were called to the scene at the Amazon Center in Hillsborough County around 9 p.m. for a report of a shooting. They arrived on scene to find 2 shooting victims. One was taken to the hospital with serious injuries and the other suffered minor injuries. Authorities say the 2 victims knew each other and attended a local high school. The shooting did not happen inside the Amazon Center. No further details have been released. A Dances with Wolves actor arrested, and police raided his home in Las Vegas Tuesday. Nathan Chasing Horse faces 2 counts of sex trafficking, a count of sexual assault of a child younger than 16, and other charges. He's due to make his first court appearance today. Chasing Horse played the role of Smiles a Lot in the Oscar-winning 1990 film Dances with Wolves, which starred Kevin Costner. And here's a look at some of the top headlines to read in this week's Queer Record. An investigation through the DCSO leads to the recovery of nearly $305 in stolen county funds. 2 suspects are accused of posing as Texas Rangers and robbing an elderly homeowner in Yorktown. A group of House Democrats is proposing a $15,000 raise for teachers, Texas teachers, and you can read these stories and more at DeWittCountyToday.com. The time is now 6:28 on your Thursday morning. Still ahead, the latest with the Federal Reserve and its attempts to dial back inflation. Stay with us. Another half hour of 25 News Now Sunrise up next.